The last fortnight has been absent of some wrestling analysis due to other video commitments, and also the fact that Sky Plus preferred tennis over the sport we love. Secondly, yes, I am wearing a hat indoors because it's freezing here. The heating's not on, and well, I nearly wore gloves. That's how bloody cold it is, people. The UK is not a very nice place for the weather. However, the most important thing is you may have noticed this video is going to be a little shorter than usual. Raw and SmackDown this week was so negligible and uninteresting, apart from 1 or 2 segments on either show, that I have no real reason to go in depth with them. I want to get past Fastlane as soon as humanly possible to get on the road to WrestleMania properly. It's less than a month away, and I really want to get the hype train rolling and steaming along at the right pace. So, on this abridged edition of Wrestling Rant, here I am with my Fastlane predictions. And yes, I did take my hat off because it's now too warm in here. Damn you, body temperature. Anyway, speaking of the temperature towards Fastlane, a lot of people are extremely indifferent about it. You can understand that because this pay-per-view has been built as well as the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Now, of course, that was structurally endowed, but the elements are actually pretty solid. Inevitably, the matches could be good on this show, but at the same time, knowing the feuds themselves have been so boring that you could fall asleep, I don't know what to expect from this show. Let's hope the matches deliver, because unlike Elimination Chamber, there should be some good contests to be had. And there are no pre-show matches announced at this moment in time of recording on the Friday beforehand, so let's hope it all works out. Anyway, first off we have Naomi and Becky Lynch versus Natalya and Carmela. Now it's easy to see why I would go for the faces here, because if you're going to kick the show off with this, or have this midway through the card in breaks between some big title matches, you'd expect the faces to get something out of it. For me personally, Carmela needs momentum because she is going to play a very important role in WrestleMania's SmackDown Women's Division. So we need to have her looking good, because if, like usual, she ends up losing a lot going into Mania, so we don't think she's going to do anything, it's going to be an even bigger shock when she gets that title inevitably. Whether it's on WrestleMania itself or on the night after. Lord knows at this point we're going to have to wait and see. Either way, I think Carmella's going to win this thing, and she's going to be the one getting the pin. Natalya, I don't really care about her. People who know me should know this by now. The fact is, it's all about Carmela, and Becky, well, she needs to be built up again, but that's after WrestleMania to be left to. She might go to Raw in a Superstar Shake-Up. Who knows at this point? All I'm saying is, the heels in this card don't have much going for them, so they need a victory somewhere, and Carmela is the one to get it done. As we go on now to Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev. Now this match is all about, well, the day. Nakamura Day or Rusev Day. The fact is, the feud doesn't matter because I know the match is going to be good. That's all I can say about that. And the fact is, it's simple. I know many want to see Rusev win because he hasn't been on the show for 3 weeks or so, up until last week. It's this past week, I should say. And honestly, he needs to win something. However, when you've got a man as hot as Nakamura is, going into WrestleMania to face AJ Styles, by the looks of it, we need him to pick up some steam, and that's one way to do it. So Nakamura, this may be predictable as hell, but it's going to be a fun match either way. I hope it kicks off the damn night. It's going to really set this event in stone, hopefully. We then go to the Women's Championship match as Charlotte takes on Ruby Riott of the Riott Squad. Yes, Riott with 2 T's, because apparently having the word Riott on anything is a PR disaster for WWE. I still hate that. And her theme song. Get rid of those chantings and you'll be okay with that song. Now, this is another predictable match. In fact, every single match on this card, apart from, one match, is really, really predictable. So I can just say now Charlotte's winning this, because, of course, she has to set up a WrestleMania match, I believe, with Asuka. If not, then who? That's all I'm going to say. It makes valid sense. I can't deny that. But speaking of the match that I thought was going to be the toss-up, well, it bloody is. Bobby Roode versus Randy Orton for the US Championship. Now, this is an interesting one, because Roode has held the title for a month or so now, unspectacularly. I think you can expect Jinder Mahal to interfere here, because he's part of the feud, but I would expect Jinder to either cause a double DQ, a double countout, a double knockout, or, in the case of where I'm going, for a Randy Orton victory. Because, okay, going into WrestleMania, if Orton is not holding that championship, if they have a multi-man match or a singles contest for it, Orton's winning it. And I think if they're going to do a multi-person ladder match, then, well, they're going to have Orton hold the belt, because then he goes in looking threatened. And when Vipers are threatened, they bloody well bite harder. So I'm going on a limb here. Bobby Roode as champion is great for him and great for the product because, well, unless he turns heel, he's going to keep going, as he is, and it's fine. He's holding the championship, he's having good matches, but there's nothing coming from it. Having Orton win the belt, especially if he does it in devious heel circumstances too, that could be even better. So I'm thinking Orton winning will get the momentum for him going into WrestleMania or make a WrestleMania match less predictable. And okay, I want the title to remain on Bobby Roode, so when he turns heel eventually, it is going to be, well, glorious. However, I cannot stress how much I think that Orton is going to win the Triple Crown and the Grand Slam. Probably a little earlier than people expect. I know they're thinking, okay, Big Show won the IC title on the grandest stage of them all. So logically, Orton has to follow suit with the US belt to complete his set. That being said, I don't really care. As long as Orton gets it eventually, I don't want it to be in a match that is predictable as sin, which just makes this one even better. Because of course, you know WWE, they're going to make Orton win it because he's Randy Bloody Orton, or you're going to have Bobby Roode win it to surprise all of us. It's a toss-up, it is going to be an athletic, nice contest, it's going to be fun, but I'm going for the wild card. I'm going for Randy Orton on this one. I'm not sure how many of you guys are, but it's definitely going to be my choice to make on that one, whether I am right, and I am looking forward to seeing how that goes down. Then we have a rematch I think no one is sick of getting again. New Day and the Usos battling one more frickin' time, and it's obvious that this match is going to be fun, it's going to be great, we know it's going to be good, you know it, everyone knows it. If you don't, you're not really watching WWE's product for last year, that's what I'm going to say. The Usos are winning, unfortunately, because, well, they're going to be destroyed by the Bludgeon Brothers on the Big Show. Then again, the match is going to be great, the result is negligible, as long as they spice it up and throw some different things into what they did the last few pay-per-views they fought each other at. It's going to be worth my time, and that's all I can say. And finally we reach the six-pack challenge. Now, I don't understand why they needed a multi-man match for this show. Is it to make it unpredictable? Is it to show AJ Styles as a fighting champion? Or is it to show that the booking on SmackDown for the last month and a half has been utter garbage, and this is the best thing they could do because stuff, I guess? Oh man, and not to mention, if there was an Elimination Chamber pay-per-view that was dual branded, this would have been it. This would have been it. They just thought, okay, we were booking this for Elimination Chamber, and now they've just thrown it in our faces that, okay, six-pack challenge, because we're really bad at booking wrestling. I mean, the match could be fantastic. I think it's a 1-4 to a finished thing, so there's a lot of unpredictability, a lot of intrigue, a lot of drama in there. I don't understand why Ziggler's in there personally, because he doesn't bloody deserve it. He still doesn't explain why he didn't go for the US Championship on his own, for that matter. The fact is, it's either one of two men who'll be winning this. Cena or Styles. Now, I understand why people wanted to pick Cena. I mean, it's understandable. He breaks the record and then drops it to Nakamura at WrestleMania in a triple threat match with Styles to make that match even bigger, but then it robs us the spectacle. Robs us the spectacle of Styles versus Nakamura on the biggest stage of them all. And I don't mind Cena winning the title here if he then drops it at Mania, but then, just like last year, a title reign for him is a complete, small, tiny splash in a teacup. It's nothing. So, would you really risk it? I would rather have Cena win the title at SummerSlam, for example, a Universal Championship actually, to then go on and lose his quote-unquote final big match at WrestleMania next year, or maybe even lose it at SummerSlam once he picks it up on a pay-per-view train going into that event. You know, make it something better. Because the thing is, I don't want to lose AJ Styles versus Nakamura. I want this to be done. So, basically, Styles has to win. I will be okay if Cena wins, but if anyone else does, I am not going to be the happiest person in the world. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say on this one. Fastlane, the matches look decent. Let's hope, unlike Elimination Chamber, you can deliver a good pay-per-view that gets my hype right up here instead of all the way down there, because that's what Elimination Chamber did. That's what Raw did. That's why, for the first time in ages, I was thinking, okay, Raw's not really worth my time, which explains why I've been so blasé about Raw and SmackDown for the past fortnight, or the last 3 weeks, because it's just weekly television when there's one pay-per-view left to go means there's no real sense of intrigue. So when Fastlane gets done out of the way, we can focus on some good stuff. And of course, if you want to know what the scores are with the last 3 editions of both shows totaled, here's the scores. In fact, actually, it's on this side. Yeah, this is mirrored slightly. I can't see where I'm pointing. There we go. So that's what the scores look like. I'm definitely sure that Raw won pretty much all of the last 3 weeks. It's understandable. SmackDown, get your act together. Again, Road Dogg, think better. I know firing you is not the best thing, but it may have to be done if your job is not up to scratch. That being said, though, I hope your team has some intriguing stories for WrestleMania, because I do not want to be left not watching one of the 2 shows going into the biggest one of the year. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that small little abridged wrestling rant is done with, and if you want to keep up to date with all the wrestling goings on between now and WrestleMania, including all the WrestleMania videos that I will be doing live in my hotel room in New Orleans, all you have to do is click the subscribe button down there, and if you do so, you won't miss the Fastlane review coming out on Tuesday. All will be well for that. I have been Freddie Thomas, you've been people watching. This has been the Fastlane Predictions edition of Wrestling Rant for the CC Network. And I will see you all next time.